So this is the time to do some content farming. It is a drama video. No, I'm joking. This is a very important debunking of the video. I'm probably gonna get a ratio based on the opinions. So for those of you who don't know, um, the Saint Caesar, in my Halo videos, and I'm pretty and Copan was in a few of my videos too. So
Mm-hmm.
um
Okay, to trigger people.
yeah, so here's the thing though. Our opinions uh don't really defer to how others feel. Or is there even proper wording? I don't know. I'm probably gonna get canceled or ratioed or some shit. Oh,
My eyes hurt. What the fuck?
their original video will be in the description, by the way. Just to be sure. I don't want this guy to fucking copyright me or some shit.
We've all
I mean, he
heard the
could
classic
anyway, but
tale of the
who knows?
disappointing Kickstarter game. The mighty number nines, the ukuleles.
I've heard him under. Oh God, I butchered that. I heard a Mighty Number Nine before. I think I've heard a little bit of ukulele. I think I was told that it was a bad game.
No
I
idea.
did play like an. I don't remember if I torrented Mighty Number Nine. I'm pretty sure I pirated it and I played a bit of it and it didn't play as well. I think there was another Mega Man like clone. It's I think it's called Azure Gunvolt. If you've heard of the name.
No.
No.
No, okay. But yeah, I remember Mighty Number Nine, like it was a Kickstarter, and then when everyone that purchased the game, they got fucking disappointed as fuck. I mean, I for one didn't really pay attention to that sort of rabbit hole, but I heard it was a bit of a disaster.
All of these share a common story. Thousands of people fundraise for what is seemingly a masterpiece and are inevitably let down by the final product. Unless that product happens to be Dark Skies.
Hey guys, I'm a plenty lucky. That isn't actually so lucky.
What the? Oh God, I have to rewatch this fucking weird segment again.
Fucking
Hopefully the
welcome, man.
volume is loud enough.
You see, I have lots of money and friends. I can't seem to get a date.
Hey man, name's Bryce. I'm the captain of the swim team. If you want to hang out sometime to practice, we can hang out.
Tell me
Is-
this isn't actually a thing.
Is this trailer? Is this supposed to be a game trailer, or is this actually
I've got a
satire?
feeling this is a Kickstart project, like a Brony Kickstart project, and this is like an introduction to the characters and the voice actors.
I didn't even know that's even a thing. I thought it was like I thought it was like a
I
fucking
wish it wasn't a
skit.
thing.
Out, not at my house.
The
though,
fuck
'cause
you
my
discriminating
parents
against
are, like, really
ponies?
lame.
You know, when God
Oh, I'm gonna get canceled. I'm
Oh
gonna.
no, it is cancelled.
I am. Yeah, I meant to say about Brony fandom. Now
2014.
we're gonna get canceled for this. Dark Skies, an epic Brony dating sim canceled. Brony dating sim with deep RPG elements, over 100 gameplay hours, and gorgeous artwork.
God damn, 100? That's ambitious.
That's a pretty bit of a stretch for a dating sim.
I think one of the strengths of visual novels is not being too ambitious, actually.
Pretty much.
Or to be
Wonder-
fair, maybe it's just padding.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call padding a great thing. I mean, it
Yeah,
depends
but
on
I'm
the
just
gameplay.
saying.
It depends on the gameplay elements that they include, right? How good those are.
Hmm.
But I think almost any visual novel will get old after 100 hours.
Oh, sure.
That is a very bloated story.
released Jesus, he wasn't that popular either. But I think I found a rare breed of Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was like half. Well, that's unfortunate. I really wonder what happens if a famous YouTuber announces like a Kickstarter, even though that person has like a lot of money. Does this kind of consider to be uncharitable?
People will support it anyway.
But fair enough. I don't want to get. Yeah, never mind about that topic. I'm not gonna make it come off as pretty negative.
One that I really haven't seen replicated. Most Kickstarters wait until the final release to underdeliver, but this Kickstarter didn't really deliver at all. In fact, this Kickstarter vanished without a trace, without even getting to the funding. This is the story of Umineko Gold, the Kickstarter that never was.
Yeah, because I looked it up on Kickstarter.com and there was no Umineko Gold. All he did was just tease the content in game.
Umineko Gold Edition was announced in October 2018 by the newly minted company Catbox Creative, headed by voice actress Emily Fajardo. The project was billed as an updated re-release of Umineko.
Wait. Let me go back.
The project was billed as an updated re-release.
Catbox Creative is teaming up with 07 Expansion. I am assuming they actually asked permission of the
Yeah.
Japanese developer beforehand.
Featuring an official North American cast approved by original series creator
Okay, in that case, yeah, must be.
UTC07.
Okay, okay, good. I mean, considering what it said, Witch Hunt translation. I think I know that one. Bring an updated version of the visual novel Umineko When They Cry to Western audiences, officially called Umineko When They Cry Gold Edition's version of the Steam game includes the following new features.
Release of Umineko When They Cry. One
Full in-game voice acting featuring an official North American cast approved by original. Okay, graphics up. What did they mean? How did they do it by graphics update? As far as I know, when it
I
comes to
don't
graphics, it's
know.
off the
I've
PS3
seen.
port.
Yeah, I think the game was like very old originally, right? Like early 2000s, I want to say, maybe even earlier. But the graphics
Yeah.
were pretty bad back then. And then, from my understanding, it looks like they've done a PS3 game which had much better graphics. So they're basically taking the assets from the PS3 game and using it for a reskin of the original game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they took the yeah, it happened with the Umineko project, which I torrented, by the way. I admitted in part one, and I don't care if I get called a piece of shit for torrenting, but Umineko project is basically they took the assets of, well, I'm not sure, I don't remember the full story of it, but they fixed all that shit and put it in there. This new
Kind of like a
content
small
directly.
scale version of like a Skywind or Skyblivion, right?
Yeah,
Where
something
they
like that.
remake the game with newer stuff.
Additionally, a fully voiced, dramatized audio adaptation of the novel. If it's full in-game voice acting, you're not gonna include the narration, right? Because that's a lot of. I mean, we'll get to that later.
of my favorite visual novels. There's no good way to summarize Umineko without sounding like an utter lunatic, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so imagine Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, but there's anime battles in the interludes, and the whole story is a time loop chess game played between two witches, and the whole game is framed by two characters watching the events play out while arguing the logic of magic, but they're actually...
Jesus Christ. There's a lot of shit posting.
Holy iceberg.
This wasn't
Okay, well, at least the video moves so fast I didn't really care about the spoilers. Well, I mean, then again, I'm like 5 episodes. See, all this, man, this reminds me of the fucking the Fate franchise. It was like,
Oh lord.
I don't know. I don't think I could actually make that comparison of an argument. There's a lot of Fate content, like the anime and all the stuff. I know some people will tell you to read the visual novel first, but that's also an ambiguous advice, if you ask me.
going to be a simple update, however. This was going to include the remastered visuals from the Japan exclusive PS3 release, new content, and a complete English dub. Every single word from the dialogue to the narration would be fully voice acted in English. Oh god. And the voice
Wait, wait, hold
Over
on.
1 million words. Goddamn.
Wait, what'd you say?
acted in English.
No, I meant that you said something about fully voice
Be
acted,
fully
correct?
voice acted in English. Oh god.
Wait, you mean
Including the narration.
does
yeah.
that include the narration that's going to be
Yeah,
voiced too?
he said
Jesus
it.
Holy shit! Like I did. I mean, admittedly, I did over 100 parts but holy fuck,
If there
you're
is
gonna make it.
one voice actor you have to get right, it's gonna be the narrator. Like, having played through Baldur's Gate 3 recently, the narrator makes that game so much better. And it's the same with, say, Darkest Dungeon, right? The narrator makes this experience so much cooler. But they are the single most important character, or not character, but single most important voice to get right, I think. Or you could change it so that the narrator can just be muted, I suppose, but that's
Yeah, keep in mind, like Umineko is like the entirety of it is 150 hours worth to read through,
Jesus. Yeah,
and
I see why they
there
released it as a podcast, actually.
and and spoilers wise, well, I'm too retarded to understand spoilers anyway. No offense of the R slur, but if they're gonna do a project including the other half, there's a lot of fucking characters. Uh, the budget is actually going to be pretty large if he's trying to make like an English dub of the Umineko visual novel, quote unquote.
And the voice actors weren't no names, these were real talents in the industry. Some of these actors were Josh Grell, Cynthia Kranz, and Linda Young, who have all voiced some pretty prominent characters before and have been in the business for quite a while. On top of all this, there were stretch goals for cinematic cameras for key scenes and a release of the entire dub as a podcast. All of this would be made available as a free update for those who already own the game. Everything about this project was presented very professionally. There was a scene showing off the new voice actors and even an English cover of the anime's opening, which honestly slaps way more than the original.
Is it? I might have to listen. I might have to re-listen to the opening theme again. I'm actually curious if it's actually going to be sung by what's her name? Amelie, the one
Compare?
who did. Yeah, Amelie, the one who. I think she's a VTuber, from what I can remember.
Yeah,
I don't
she is.
really I don't really keep up with her content, but I do remember she does like English covers for opening and ending themes.
Did you see what Hachi posted?
No.
He was like, "Whoa, look, it's a Java actress that's becoming a VTuber."
Oh yeah, no, I did, but I didn't actually watch the video.
That
Oh
was
no,
such a
I think I
Hachi thing to
clicked on it.
say.
I clicked on it and it was like madness, and I clicked pause.
I think I I think I skimmed through like the thing, but yeah.
I remember seeing these clips and getting really hype. This seemed like a perfectly polished love letter to the original game, and the Kickstarter was just a few days away. Ahead of the campaign's November 14th start, I was fully prepared to spend a small fortune on Umineko playing cards and any other useless trinkets that came with backing a campaign like this. And then...
Well, yeah, it's called merch. I wouldn't call it useless unless you I don't know. They're called collectibles, if you ask me. I mean, then again, I'm pretty sure there are pretty similar merch you can find like online as well.
November
Consider
14th, the Kickstarter's original
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Consider them moral support merch.
Yeah.
release date came. On November 14th, there was no Kickstarter to speak of. Later on, Catbox Creative made a statement on their silence. Due to a health emergency affecting an essential member of our launch team, we are deeply sorry to say that the start time for the Umineko Gold Kickstarter must be slightly delayed. We will launch as soon as we receive word from our colleague that we're out of the woods. So it seems like someone fell ill and they decided to delay the Kickstarter until they felt better. They even revealed some more info about voice actors and merchandise to compensate for the delay. Makes sense. But as time went on, Catbox Creative became more and more quiet about the state of Umineko Gold. A month later, Emily Fajardo went on the Catbox Creative account to clear the air. She announced that she was the subject of the health emergency the month prior and delayed the Kickstarter to revise it in case of another crisis. Catbox Creative had been working 7 days a week on the project, and they are so close to announcing a new date. Later on, in January, they announced that it was almost Kickstarter time. After this, the team would go silent for another couple months. In late May, the account
Wait, so they didn't update the tweet since 2018. That's a that's a long ass time. That's like
That's a long time.
it's been over half a decade by now. Oh, well, is it almost? What? I don't want to go. I'll probably look at the tweet later. But the last time the Cal made a reply was like 2 years ago. So I was like,
I'm just gonna assume dead in the water then.
it's pretty much.
responded to a worried fan reassuring them that news of a Kickstarter would be announced as soon as they possibly could. And this is where the train of information stops. At least, it seemed that way initially. During my research for this video, I actually found that Catbox Creative did make one more pair of tweets in April of this year, nearly 2 years after its last update. This was following the sudden removal of the initial promotional video from a YouTube channel belonging to Sound Cadence Studios, where the dub was recorded. For many, this removal killed the hope of Gold's return, but Catbox Creative made it clear that the video status did not reflect the status of the project.
Yeah, I figured that the last time they tweeted was like 2021.
Yeah, that's
We can't
right.
discuss the status of the project this time, but the trailer was deleted from a YouTube account that does not belong to Catbox. Actions taken by companies that are not Catbox shouldn't be construed as an official Umineko Gold announcement unless otherwise specified. Wait, so what?
Somebody posted a video that wasn't them.
I I guess yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like I think that's the thing, the trailer, right? Yeah, I guess when I assume it's a re-up. Wait, that was from 3 months ago. I guess from what I can assume, someone like re-uploaded it to YouTube. That's from like some random YouTube channel. Then
project. However, they refused to comment on the state of Umineko Gold itself. So, what happened? Many have their own theories. It was a scam, it was cancelled, etc., etc.
I don't think that's a scam. Oh wait, hold on. I don't think that's a scam though. The Kickstarter didn't even start. No, from what I recall, no, I don't think I've seen anyone like spent a fucking dime on it. What's like so far?
Mm.
If it was if it was like, you know, the Kickstarter like made and then the money like, you know, how should I say it? Let's just say that like the Kickstarter like didn't succeed and the money didn't like got like put it like thrown away or some stupid shit like that. Then yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, it's hard to say it's a true scam when they haven't even asked for any money off of anyone.
Yeah, they were saying that, oh, the Kickstarter project is about to start soon. I guess the Umineko fandom that were looking forward to the gold edition. Should I call it gold edition or English dub? Well, I don't know. Either
I
way,
think gold's fine.
I guess Umineko Gold Edition, when the fandom were looking forward to it, I guess, you know, their time spent looking forward to it, they got scammed, but money-wise, no.
Mm.
Uh, Canceled is kind of a bit of a stretch. Keep in mind, this is a long ass visual novel. 150 around 150 hours total. I mean, I'm over halfway in. Again, like I said, but you know how many fucking characters are there? You still gotta fucking find a good amount. It's not like you just, you know, get out of the fly, you know?
Mm.
I actually have a theory of my own, and considering what we know, I think it's pretty plausible. While doing research on the topic, I started noticing some connections and clues to the behind the scenes of the project. A lot of it ties back to the head of Umineko Gold, Emily Fajardo. Fajardo is a Funimation voice actor and an Umineko superfan. However, I don't see any previous experience in heading a project of this size. Dubbing over a 100
Yeah, because it's not like, you know, other oh, how should I say it? It's not like you ask permission to like English to English dub in like some anime or some shit. That you're trying to English dub a fucking big ass visual novel.
You're not starting small, that's for sure.
That's a oh, they're starting big. Oh my god.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to people, but uh, and I do admit I'm a hypocrite. But holy moly, like you may like I can understand that there can be a passion for this, but passion comes to
Mm.
a how should I say it? A challenge, a goal. Let's just say like there's like steps beyond that.
100-hour visual novel is one thing, but there's also the fundraising, merch production, shipping, along with the visual enhancements and extra scenes that were originally promised. Combined with the fact that
Yeah, he does got a good point. Um, like I said, like that's you got, and not to mention like you gotta have a lot of voice actors. Like there's over 1,100,000 words. There's gonna be a lot of voice rehearsing if you ask me.
Depends. Do you like just have your take and do it in one, unless it's really bad, or do you like try and go for perfect? Because you
That's
consider if you these voice actors getting paid, are they getting paid per word? Are they getting spent paid per hour? Or are they getting paid for like the line and the finished line only? If it's finished line only, then theoretically you could do more takes, although they'd probably be less happy about it. But if it's like paid per word, then it's like, yeah. You know what I mean?
I've got a feeling the only way it would be at all doable is if you're quite upfront. This is going to be a big contract. We'll pay you well, but like you, a lower rate than you demand for an anime. You know what I mean? Because if you
Yeah.
charge anime rate or whatnot, it's just going to be too expensive. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
so you say you'll get a fat paycheck, but you need to put in the work as well.
Yeah, I don't know
You
how
see-
the voice acting behind the scenes work when it comes to like getting paid, but
There's also
uh
the fact that the voice acting, like I don't know who it would be, the voice director, just the project manager, but if they are indeed inexperienced, as this guy says, then that's a lot to take on for an inexperienced project manager. That's more
unless
voice lines than any of the big RPGs like Skyrim will have.
unless you can get like unless you're gonna loan the budget from like Funimation or Crunchyroll or some shit for the doing all
Sure,
of
but
the
that come with its own complications. Then it's no longer just a small fan project. And then the voice actors will likely actually be less inclined to work for cheap. Because I think part of the understanding is like this is a fan's passion project, right?
right.
They're doing this because they want to see the game remade. And I think there's a good chance that a lot of voice actors will sort of resonate with that. They'll understand that this fan doesn't necessarily have the most money, so you sort of make it work. But once you get a corporation involved, the voice actor is then more incentivized to think, oh, there actually is some money here. I demand a proper fucking rate. Because if they agree to work for a lower rate for a corporation, they are effectively saying to that corporation, why don't you just try and pay me less next anime I work on, if you see what I mean?
Hmm.
They've settled for less money. Then Funimation or whoever will be more inclined to see if they can get away with paying them less in the future. And of course, people are just happier to work on passion projects than they are the monotony and slog of just their ordinary work, I suppose.
I do understand this is a fan
That's how I see
project,
it.
but for a fan project, unless you're gonna only do like the question arc, like episodes 1 to 4, I mean, it's still gonna be a pretty big fan project, if you ask me.
Of course, it's a massive fan project.
Like,
I
it's
mean,
like,
fan translations can often be massive projects for a visual novel, let alone a fucking fan dub. Let alone probably one of the biggest visual novels out there.
mhm. Yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the biggest visual novels in like playtime and length. So.
Yeah.
Also, like I don't. Also, like when it comes, if it's gonna be English, keep in mind, like I don't want to be like you know a bit of a downer, but there is some English dub elitism. Like people,
Absolutely.
To be
which
sure.
is
And that's not. Sometimes that's deserved. If you just get a bunch of your friends to voice the project, like that Brony thing was, I think that seemed to me like it was just a bunch of friends sort of getting together to voice a project. And if you do that, you will get pretty low quality voice acting, and that is where the dub is trash. Well, maybe not trash, but wildly varying quality, and like no guarantee of professional quality. That's for sure. And that is where, yeah, I think it would be fair to be a bit biased against the dub. But I don't think there's anything wrong with an English dub to begin with. It's like English dubs.
yeah.
Some
I don't
people at
mind this
least.
fan project. I mean, considering it's going to be voiced by like VA like English dub professionals, so it could be turn out to be fine. Like, but keep in mind, like, in order for the character to be like English dubbed correctly, it has to resonate with like the Japanese. Okay, I don't. Okay, maybe I'm a bit too elite. Oh God. Uh, I don't know what's the good stance to take on, honestly, considering like the elitism is a bit too much this year. I see that on like social media too. It's actually pretty bad. But yeah.
All of the voice actors were from Funimation and likely knew Fajardo personally, it's obvious to me that this was a passion project that was a little too ambitious for its own good. Now, this is more speculation on my part, but I think Gold status as a free update was also a red flag.
If the Kickstarter is funded, all owners of the Steam version of Umineko When They Cry will have access to the contents of Gold Edition as a free update. Depending on the success of the why couldn't they just
Yeah, this is just too good to be true.
depending on the success of the campaign, additional feature I'm just surprised they didn't like release it as like a demo or a mod. I mean, it look kind of make it look. I okay. As a reward for supporting the Kickstarter, backers will be able to obtain new official Omineka merchandise depending on their pledge tier. Okay, well, sure.
Flag. It seems like a lot of content to add for a free update, and although it's a nice gesture to those who already own the game, there's more than enough enhancements to justify selling it at full price. I think most of the people interested in this are Umineko fans who have already bought the original game, so chances for profit were limited. The Kickstarter would have funded it, but for the more
I mean, it's gonna be like backed by Umineko, the fandom of the fandom of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, they would be so reliant on the Kickstarter project going above and beyond what they would initially demand. Like they'd need to, I don't know exactly how much they would ask for and how much they would need. But if you're not actually selling the game, then you're gonna struggle to actually fund the project and even make it happen.
And normally I could make the similar argument with Tsuki Hime, in which like there are fandom of the Type Moon that were relating like years and years of like Type Moon related stuff, like the Tsukihime remake and the new Melty Blood. I mean, for those who are into fighting games, but that's just from like the Type Moon devs itself. They were delaying because of the was it because of was it because of they were busy with Fate Grand Order? I keep hearing like construed arguments saying that Type Moon is busy with the gotcha game or some shit,
Mm.
which is like
Who
I can
knows?
Likely.
At least they're cash cow.
pretty much, but I can't really make that argument. But keep comparing to like a fan project in which like the fandom is like we're trying to wait upon. So
more business-minded higher-ups at Manga Gamer, it may not have made sense to spend this much effort on something that's free. Now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Is Umineko Gold dead? Almost, but not yet. If I were doing this video without any research, I would say yes, absolutely. Umineko Gold is dead, the Higurashi anime was bad, Zirconia Phase 2 is never coming out, When They Cry is over. Now I can just say
I don't know if I would call it dead though. I mean, I couldn't say I can. I mean, I'm pretty sure I said some like charitable theories, right? Like, I'll, yeah. I don't want to repeat that. I'm pretty sure I went over it by now.
Umineko Gold is clinging on to life, but it's definitely on life support. The key to this all lies in the latest response on Twitter. What used to be a series of tweets assuring the readers that Umineko Gold is still in production became a quiet statement of uncertainty. We can't discuss the status of the project at this time. With this being the only proof of life after 2 years, it's a little concerning. What's more concerning is that Emily Fajardo's Twitter bio once read founder of Catbox Creative, but as of today, that statement has disappeared. However, the
Wait, it disappeared from the bio? Really? So does this mean she wasn't? Huh. I'm confused. Did she forgot about the fan project completely, or is just the passion gone? Okay. Sure, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I can say about this.
fact that Catbox Creative responded to the tweet at all is interesting. If the project was truly dead, there would be no reason to respond to any questions about its state. Someone still logs into the Catbox Creative account and possibly plans to use it again someday. An earlier tweet references that Umineko Gold was in the works for 2 years before it was officially unveiled, which tells me that this is a project that takes a lot of time to produce. It's likely that whoever works
well,
on
no
Umineko
shit.
Gold does it as a side project, and thus any progress can take much longer to make. In addition, any and all changes would have certainly needed to be run by Ryukishi07, the creator of the original game. Since he probably doesn't speak English and also lives overseas, any communication with him would be difficult, slowing the process significantly. All of these issues compounded to make Umineko Gold this massive time sink for all involved without showing any real benefit for those that weren't already fans of the series. Ultimately, I think Umineko Gold was a project started by someone with a lot of passion but not a lot of experience, and thus a lot of the behind the scenes chaos ensued. As the project grew more complex, with its heads adding more and more planned features, it became more and more difficult to coordinate with the partners domestically and overseas. Eventually, most of the people working on the project lost interest or got preoccupied with other responsibilities, and the project now lies in a dormant state. It's not officially cancelled, but whatever momentum it had is slowed to a halt. It may come back to us in 6 years riding a white horse, but for now, all we have to do is wait and see.
Would
Yeah,
I?
I mean, it sounds like a fan wanted to make a translation, well, not translation, but a remake that they always wanted to see, and they just promised more than they were able to make happen. I respect the attempt, but reality kicks in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I can respect the passion, but the expectations is a little bit too high, in my opinion. I mean, it's I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of
You have to
weird to
keep it
me. Like,
realistic.
huh?
You have to keep it realistic, you know?
Yeah.
Especially for your first project.
In which I don't understand, like the whole like founder of the devs bio got removed and because of the Twitter bio. I was like, so is this canceled or no? Because I don't want to be a complete asshole, and, ruin people's dreams, but it's
Assume the
been
worst.
Well,
Assume
assume
the
it's
worst.
cancelled, and if it's not cancelled, they can fucking say so. That's my opinion.
yeah.
Assume the worst and be pleasantly surprised if it's otherwise.
If you've watched this far, thanks a lot. I thought that this would be a pretty niche video, and my last video was pretty obscure too, but I hope this was interesting enough to non-Umineko fans. And to those that are Umineko fans, I wanted to compile and immortalize this weird part of When They Cry history. It also works as a decent Halloween video. Umineko is Halloweeny, right? Anyway, that's all for now. I'm off to make a stop at the Umineko drive-thru.
Oh, good meme. Well, that's a good. That was an interesting video. We sure have learned a lot of things when it comes to visual novels, huh?